And welcome back to BLOCKTV. It is time for, clearly evident by the fire surrounding me, Fireside Chat. Now, so what exactly, is the question today, does the future hold? Dr. Dean Anthony Gratton has spent a lifetime wondering the same. A technology futurist and influencer, he has worked extensively within the wireless communications R&D industry, where his wireless research work has been patented. A passionate thought leader in his field, he joins us today from lovely London, actually, in the UK. We're very happy to have you with us today. And you know what? Before I start asking anything else, I think you're sipping champagne, which really fits the ambiance of this interview. Yes, please, let's do it. Sadly, I'm not. Sadly, it's just coffee in my cup. But I'd love to start with the future, okay, because you're a futurist. First of all, the year is 2025. Describe the world.
Dark, miserable, just awkward. No, seriously. So 2025, the thing is, with technology, tends to be a slow pace. With a lot of things, but it's Internet of Things, it's still finding its pace. It's still, for me, a lot of technology is still in its infancy, and it takes a long time for it to be widely adopted. So 2025, I don't think a lot's going to happen. Nothing significant, nothing notable.
That's, and it's a great answer, because my question was leading to the point of where are we at this point in time? Because many people are talking about this aha moment within the blockchain, with the blockchain industry, where everybody jumps along. Then there are the people who are saying we're 10 to 15 years away. At what stage do you think we are right now in the development of blockchain technology?
Oh, I agree. It's a long time away. It is very much in its infancy, and blockchain is synonymous at the moment with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, for example, and it's still very much in infancy. In the same way that if we use the cryptocurrency as an example, in the same way that we have mobile banking, internet banking, it took a long time for consumers or everyday users to make that shift, not to go into the bank, to actually physically see someone there. It's taken a long time for that to happen. I think likewise with blockchain and for cryptocurrencies to take shape, it's going to take, 10, 15 years before.
Now, I'm wondering with you, because there is still a full generation that has not jumped onto the digital train. I still have parents who, a mother who needs to go physically to a place and to have that connection. So I understand it from that point of view, but how do you see the technology then developing, both time-wise, and how do you see it affecting our lives? Let's say, if you said that 10 years from now, we won't see that much change, then what is the span of time you think it will take?
For me, blockchain,
right,
will take, I think, 10 to 20 years before it's accepted. It becomes the normal conversation at the pub or some bar. It will take that amount of time. The same Bluetooth took a long time for it to be widely accepted. Now it's just second nature. Oh yeah, we turn Bluetooth on. Blah, blah, blah. And I think the same transition needs to happen with blockchain. It's going to take time. So 10 to 20 years before that is going to happen.
Now you've been living, so to speak, digitally your entire life in that respect. First of all, when it comes to being a futurist, where do you see the space then right now? Because you almost made the same mistake that many people do, that synonymous connection between cryptocurrency and blockchain, two different things clearly. But cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, when you say it's still synonymous, was it what you see those going away in the future?
No, I don't see it going away. At the moment, it's synonymous because everybody associates blockchain with cryptocurrencies. And I think as we move forward and we see blockchain evolve, it will become synonymous with other factors. Other examples of IoT is another example, where you have this community of devices or smart devices in your network sharing information confidentially between each other about whether it's whatever ecosystem. It could be a flood management system, it could be a smart city, for example. So as it evolves, it will become broader and accepted. So it will still be very much in the cryptocurrency sector. I see that for sure. However, when the use cases broaden and become widely understood and known and added value to everyday consumers, for businesses as well, then it will become more broader and widely accepted.
Clearly, apropos the Internet of Things, first of all, how did you become a futurist?
Technology futurist, what does that mean? A technology futurist for me means I see dead iPhones. No, I like to dispel the gossip, rumors, and hype surrounding new technology. Because my background is software engineering, I've done that for about 25 years, and then moving into solution architecture. I've really got a hands-on perspective of technology, so I can really lift the lid and take a look inside and explain that and try to explain that in English to most people.
The internet, because you're a technology futurist, to explain to laymen's, I'm ordinary people, what it all means. What do you find that people in this day and age need most explaining? Regular people, not, the text. What do they need most explaining of when it comes to IoT?
To be honest, I don't think anybody should care, really. Everyday consumers shouldn't care. Ultimately, if I'm going to use, my home, for example, I've got, I don't want to say it because if I say it, she'll kick in, Alexa. Okay. If I got that throughout the house, so I can control my heating, my lights, my air conditioning, my cinema, I can control everything using her. And for some reason, everybody's thrown that underneath the IoT umbrella. But really, I don't need to worry about it. I just need to use my technology within the home.
No. Do you think the same thing is true? I'm assuming you think the same thing is true about blockchain, that people, once they do not care or need to care about the technicality of it, then we have mass adoption, where they don't even notice that they're using it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's it for me. Once it becomes second nature, we don't need to have it labeled. We make a payment through our phone. Fine. We make a payment just walking past the kiosk and just swipe our phones. It becomes second nature, and that's when that happens, and we don't have to think about it. Oh, have I turned my Bluetooth on? What about Wi-Fi? Where's the Wi-Fi? No, right. I just want it to happen.
We want it to happen entirely. And so when I said to you at the beginning of this interview, the year is 2025. Forget 6 years from now. When do you see, or I'm asking to be a bit of a soothsayer, when do you see a bit of a switch in that when it comes to these new technologies that are available to us? 10, 15 years?
The thing is that I think it's unavoidable. I think we're still going to have these labels slapped all over our face because the industry are always keen, or companies who make the technologies are always keen to deliver the next big thing. And they need a label. Oh, this is how it's going to help you. This is how it's going to benefit you. Oh, this is blockchain. This is Bluetooth. This is Wi-Fi. This is IoT. So everybody labels everything, and IoT will do this for you. But the thing is, for me, when we have that second nature, that warm feeling of, oh, I just did that, and I didn't have to think about what I just did. I just did it. That is a long, long, long way off. If it ever, I'm not sure if it'll ever come around, because, yeah, everybody likes to label something. What are you using today? You're using 5G now. Oh, that's fantastic.
Right.
It's inescapable. It's always there.
It's inescapable. I'm wondering with you also, I'm quoting to you yourself. You're talking about, I think it was online from about a year ago, you were asked about data analytics, which are your passion. And you once said that it has the potential to reshape both business and enterprise, which in turn bolsters greater CX and UX experiences. But it's more critical than ever that the insight harvested from data is analyzed in a way that makes sense and ultimately adds value to our business. Which actually leads me to the next question to you, because that to me also spells the complete lack of what data? I'm leading you to privacy. I mean, are we expecting a world in the near future or near to far future where every data is analyzed, harvested, capitalized on, but there also is no such thing as privacy?
Oh, no, I don't think everybody likes to exaggerate it. The whole thing about Brexit, for example, I'm sure you've heard it plastered all over the news. It's exaggerated. And I think the same thing with data and privacy and all this. The data which I'm referring to, the data analytics, which I mean, from the Internet of Things point of view,
right.
Harvesting data about certain factors of an environment, whether it's, I think I mentioned on this already, but a flood system, for example, an ecosystem which monitors the flood control, the weather, monitors all that, and can give advance warning about, yeah, there's something going to happen here. We need to be prepared, and so on and so on. This data is yeah, it needs to be understood. It needs to be analysed. It's private to whomever needs to see it, but it's not going to disrupt anyone's life if it's.
Okay, I mean that's the great use. I mean that's the good use of data, so to speak. If we're looking at preservance of energy, well, in the future of energy or sustainability, it's harnessing those. I'm just saying that when we do that, also there will always be entities that will harness data for the wrong reasons. But that's yeah, you know.
There's always someone bored who's got too much time on their hands.
Okay, I want to show you. Finally, I want to show you because you know we are in the first, one could say, the first quarter of 2019 still, and at the turn of the new year, you tweeted, and I'm assuming we can show this tweet. You tweeted the following thing. It was actually a great tweet that promises things ahead, and that tweet said that this will be. I'm wondering if we can show it. Okay, we're showing it. There we go. I see it. Are you ready? Let this year be a digitally transformed one. Hashtag digital transformation. New Year's resolution. Very optimistic, as we said, as a futurist. When it comes to digital transformation, what kind of digital transformation are you expecting from this year specifically?
Digital, for what, now or 5 or 20 years time?
No, this year. What do you think we can manage this year in 2019?
It's an ongoing process. People are still scratching their heads. Digital what? They are scratching their heads. Really are. And we are going through a process. Everybody's so keen to use the buzzwords. They throw them around, and really, when you challenge them, they haven't got a clue. They don't know. So it's an ongoing process.
An ongoing process, as is life, or I think as we tell our children, patience is the name of the game. Patience, patience, patience. I want to thank you so much for doing Fireside Chat with us today. Sadly, I wasn't next to you to sip that champagne. Thank you so much. That was it for us when it comes to Fireside Chat. Of course, don't forget to check us out, BLOCKTV, on every social network that you have, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram, and we'll be right back.